Hello, welcome everyone to the next lecture of data analysis using Excel. I am Dhruv, I will be your tutor for the day. As always, I'm really excited for this one because we are trying to complete a series of 5 lectures in between where we'll be working with only one tool pack and we'll be covering a lot and plethora of analysis done using that one tool. It's going to create a lot of efficiency difference between you and the colleagues who are not actually using this and they're going to go with the old traditional method of calculating all of this all together. In this lecture, we will be building on whatever we have done in the last lecture. The same case study is supposed to be done. So if you have not seen the last lecture, I actually want you all to go through the last lecture first, that you can come here and then we can go ahead. Without actually wasting more time, let's directly go into that. Now I have the same data file in front of me. What we really want to do is actually to go to our Word doc and see what tool we have to run now. The second tool is correlation analysis. Now under correlation analysis, what we really want to understand is how closely two variables are moving together. Let's say x and y are two variables that we are testing right now. If x is going ahead by, let's say, one unit, what is the let's say value on y? Now it can be the household income. If household income is increasing by, let's say, $100, what's going to be the impact on the value of the entire house? Now I know that this is going to be a little very vague, but trust me, higher income households have higher house values as well. We both know that, right? And that's why it's going to show us a positive correlation. But let's see if we have the same for our case study, or that's the opposite. We live in a very complex world. It can be negative, it can be positive. Now correlation values are actually supposed to be between -1 to 1. So there is a difference between the negative signs and positive signs as the values associated with the same. Before we actually dive into it, you need to understand all of that. So -1 is when the entire analysis is positively correlated. So if my, let's say, income is increasing by 100 rupees, or 100 units, my expenditure might also increase by 100 units in the same way, right? And let's say negative is, let's say, if I'm going up by, I'm going one floor above by walking, how many calories I'm decreasing. If I'm going by, I'm taking stairs to cover, let's say, one floor, from floor 1 to floor 2, I'm doing, let's say, 1 unit, that's 1 unit of work. I'm reducing my weight by 1 unit, that's going to be -1, that is negative relationship. 1 denotes the strength, the number attached denotes the strength. So if it is -0.5, we still have a negative correlation, but it is not as good as the -1. -1, 1 and 0 are the extremes. These are the 3 points which are the extremes, right? And we will not always get these values, but we'll get closely related values. So the more closer it is to a particular value, the better it is for us to understand how we can use it in the real life. Be it closer to 0, be it closer to -1, be it closer to +1. So let's just try to understand how we can do it. First, we need to actually organize a two variable in a particular cell, and then we need to run it using our data analysis tool path. So actually we'll directly go to a data tab. It's already there in my screen, and then I will go to data analysis. I have the option ANOVA, correlation, covariance. In the next lecture, we'll be working with correlation. But for now, let's actually just understand how we can work with correlation. I'm going to click on OK. I already have a range here. I don't know why it's going to showing me this. For this example, I will be moving in two spaces. In the first phase, I will choose only one, I will choose only two variables, and I will actually try to understand how they're moving, and then I will try to see how we can move ahead with more than two, right? So I will actually select, let's say, input these two and do Control Shift down arrow all the way to the bottom. Now all of my data sets, it is not aligned row wise. I don't have my headers in a single column. I have my headers separated in each and every column. I had a very good representation of my data that is in column wise data. That's why I've set it columns here. Now if it is rows, it will be in a very row wise manner, but for columns I've selected that. And then I am also selecting my headers, and that's why I have clicked on labels in the first row. The other thing is my output. I really want my output range to be in this particular worksheet as well, although you can take in new worksheet also, or you can take new worksheet is basically it will create a new worksheet here, or you can create a new workbook in the first place, which will take data from this particular file, right? So as you will update it, that will also be updated by a refresh button. But for now, always try to understand that these are the two options that we're going to work with 99% of the times, that is output range and new worksheet. Going to click on OK. And let's see what happened all the way to the top. I have this matrix in front of me now. So it is telling me, it is, whatever analysis you will do in correlation, be it Excel or any other tool, even Python for a fact, this is how it's going to be, forever. We're always going to have the variables in rows as well as columns, and you're going to get ones in between. So one indicate median income with median income. Of course, median income will move with median income with a plus one sign, right? If my median income is increasing by 100%, my median income is actually going to increase by 100% anyway. That both of them are equal, they're same, and that's why I have one here all the time. If I'm going to have more number of variables in rows and columns, you will see the same field coming up all the time. We'll have one in between as a separator, and there will be a triangle formation here, because we'll have keep on getting more number of empty cells, and they will be completely empty, like you can see right now. If one value has been given to you right now, that is median income, and then median household value, that is y variable here, it will not come here, although they will have the same value. If median income is actually increasing or decreasing by X percent, median household value is actually having a total impact of 0.688, right? So this is how we are actually able to see, okay, median income is one which is going to impact our median house value with the greatest strength. Now let's try to understand if we can move around with more number of, let's say, columns. For the same, I will actually going to select this and delete everything. Going to click here, delete everything, and then I will be going to my data analysis toolpath, going to correlation again. I'll actually delete this. Okay, this is, yeah, I'm going to delete this completely, and I really want to select all the columns together so that I can show you what exactly is happening. I'm taking numeric values here. We'll also do one example where we're taking this textual value and see what's going to happen to our entire analysis, if it will go through or not. Then L5 is good enough for me. I'll go all the way to the top, and now you can see a huge matrix came in front of you. I'll actually select everything and clean it a little. Another thing which I really want to do is to actually make sure that these values are readable. So I'll go to home, and actually I'm going to go with 2 decimal places. This looks way better. And the same is what I'm going to do with these values. Same with these. Oh, sorry. Give me 1 more minute and I'll be done. And I'll be giving you a particular trick to work around with. So now I have a matrix in front of me which is telling me everything about what exactly is moving in what particular way. So I can say that latitude and longitude, these two are the ones which are like moving extremely well together. That is but they're having a negative correlation of -92. This is very good. -1.1 is negligible. -0.04 is also negligible. These are the negligible ones then. And under latitude also, it's not being predicted well by any other tool. And let's say housing median age is also something which is not very high, but we can see that -36, -3.2, and -3 is something is a little better than how we had latitude and longitude. But total number of rooms is actually getting impacted a lot by the population, the total bedrooms, as well as households. Let's see what population is being shown here. And you can see the population is related to that particular latitude and longitude, right? So these three are really good. I can easily say that, okay, I can, using these through together, I can actually predict total number of rooms easily using a regression model. And then total number of bedrooms is again very well versed using population and households. And then a population is very well with households, something which we have been doing here. So we should consider only 1 to 3 here. And then median income is being shown the best using median house value here, right? So this is how we actually interpret a lot of these. What you can probably do is select everything and then go to conditional formatting, and then go to color scales and color code everything, right? So I haven't selected the last row. I need to do that as well. There is a reason why I'm doing this. The greener it is, the better it is for us to, look at only those values. And the more darker and more, let's say, red it is for us, we'll be easily able to say, okay, this is having a negative correlation. This is visually more appealing, and you can understand what exactly is happening in the entire correlation matrix very easily, instead of just going through and working around with all of them. The second way to actually represent this is actually using a percentage sign, right? This is also very helpful. We can say that minus 92% is, the correlation between both of them. Although we always use from 1 to, plus 1 to minus 1. That's like a general rule of thumb. So these green ones are what I need to focus on. They have really good correlation. And then I have latitude and longitude at minus 9.2. Let's try to work around with a textual value now and see what exactly is going to happen with our analysis. I'm going to go to data analysis, and going to correlation. I'm going to delete everything from here. I'm going to go all over to the top, control shift right arrow, control shift down arrow to select everything. And I want my output range to be here. Yep. I'm going to click on OK. Correlation input range contains non-numeric data. I gave you a particular example in the last lecture. I'm hoping that you covered that entire exercise, by yourself, and you are smart enough to understand how it's going to impact in our correlation. All we have to do now is to actually, code this entire set first, and we can write an if statement, and then we can use it in our regression model and see what particular ocean proximity is going to impact our median, let's say, median house value the most. I can see till now it's only median income which is impacting like the highest, right? Other things are not really impacting my median house value together, right? So that would be it for correlation. I will see you in the next lecture where we'll be covering covariance. If you have any doubts, you can always contact me. Thank you for joining.